Alright guys, so we got this '07 Toyota Sienna. The sliding door cables broke on me. The reference video I used, that guy removed the window, the plate, he loosened all the screws for the pillars holding the window. I'm not gonna do none of that shit. Here's the instructions from the new part. Take a screenshot, so I'm not gonna leave them on here long. Take a screenshot and zoom in. Alright, so pay attention to this one. So what I did was I pulled the rubber piece off to expose the plastic. You turn this piece, this round piece at the bottom, and it pops out of its housing there, because it just turns. It's got a little groove. You see the little groove? It just turns on there and locks. But the cable, the actual cable, comes with this locking plastic clip and on it. So you have to push these 3 little tabs down and then just pull this down, like literally just slide it out. It just slides right out, and then you can remove these from the plate where the motor sits. So now, instead of removing the damn window like the guy did and pulling this whole bracket piece through, I'm just gonna pull the wires straight out. We'll see if I can do it. If I have to remove the window, I will, but I'm not trying to do none of that shit. The bolt holding this bracket is right here. If I can slide it out somehow. But if I have to remove the window, I will remove the window. I just want to get around it without having to remove the window. Alright guys, this is where we're at here. I removed the window. You need to have the switch connected or else the window won't go up and down. But I removed these 3 bolts on the panel. I'm not removing the whole panel, but I just removed those 3 just to pry it back a little bit. Just to pry it back a little bit, just to see inside, to see where the wires were run through. And as you can see right there, see the wires just go on those little clips, and it goes in through the inside of the harness there. So you need to remove the window because this thing won't clear, but it's pretty easy to run them through. I did not do not remove both of these because these hold the rail for the window, as you can see. And then the holes for the window bolts are right here. Just roll the window down until you see the bolts, then take them out. Let me show you what I did. Did I lock myself in? I'm gonna show you what I did to get this window out. So I took this trim off. There's a phillips screw behind it. I pulled the rubber piece out. Inside here in this little gap is this little foam piece. Pull that out, and then this piece literally just goes, it literally just goes in here, and it just gets like that. It just goes like that. And then there's 2 10mm bolts in the back. 1, 2, remove those two, then this thing can come out. Once that comes out, then you go inside and remove the bolts from the window. I did it before, but either way, whatever way you want to do, the safest is to remove that first, and then actually I lie. You have to remove the window first, obviously, before you can get that out. No, I'm wrong. Remove this shit first. Remove this thing first. Then you will have enough clearance to lift the window up and out. And as you can see, I haven't removed nothing else. We're gonna unclip that wire from that little rubber bracket there, and then we're gonna slide everything up and out. And you guys can see I could literally stick my hand in that. Pop it out of here. Okay. I popped it out. Now we can slide it out, and here it is. And I didn't have to tear apart the whole fucking panel. I'll have the reference video in my link, in my description, I mean, but here it is. Everything else comes put together. So now all I'm gonna do is drop the wires through. Make sure you drop them on the inside of the harness there, and pop it in here. Run my two wires. One goes to the front, one goes to the back. It's easier if you open the window. And then I'm gonna just hook up everything to my motor. So the part I got online for $100, what ended up breaking was this centerpiece. It got tangled and then everything just shredded. So all you're gonna have to do is remove these 3 phillips. You run this in here, how the instructions say, with the wire already through it. Then you just plop it on there. And then we just bolt everything down. But we're gonna do this now. Let's see. I'm gonna take these 3 off and we're gonna come back to you. When removing these 3 phillips, I suggest you remove with caution, because there's a little spacer on this one, and there might be a spacer on this one. We'll see. There was no spacer on the middle one. Yep, this other one had a spacer too. The spacer goes inside the plastic so you don't crack it when you tighten it. Oh yeah, all 3 of them have spacers. So alright, we're gonna run our wires through here. We're gonna run them through here. Actually, you know what? I gotta figure out how I'm gonna run everything. If I should install this part first, run the wires down, and then put everything together and then bolt it on here, and then bolt this down on top. I think that'd be the best way. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna drop it in first and assemble it while it's on there. Alright, I'll come back to you guys. But the most important part was this. You guys didn't have to take all this shit apart. Alright guys, we're dropping this shit in. Wish I had my spectacles to make this easier, but we don't. Run those in first, then run your wires into the jar here. Make sure you run them behind the harness there. I'm gonna have to go inside and pull them because they're getting snagged. They are getting snagged on something. Got one. I got two. Okay. Now we're gonna just squeeze this part through here. I'm doing this with one hand, so I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to do this with two. Okay, there it is. Just like that. You bolt it down right here. Then you bolt it down over here. But you will have to run your wires first. I'll get back to you on which way to run these. I'm gonna work on installing that bottom part first. Alright, but just get them behind that stupid harness there. Squeeze your hand up. Oh. Excuse me, guys. A lot of back and forth, back and forth. Alright, guys. We got them through. These rubber pieces were kind of stuck, so I just stuck my hand up through here, grabbed them and slid them down. Now we're gonna figure these out. Figure out how they are. Oh, there we go. You can pull this. Now we're gonna wind this up. We're gonna put the motor. Ow! Fuck! I just hit my knee. We're gonna put the cables into the motor first. And then we're gonna figure out how the fuck it winds up on this thing. Alright, let me see if I can figure this out. I need both hands. Alright, we're trying to figure out the diagram here on how to wrap the wire as shown. If one of the wires on any of these two is not poking out enough for you to grab it and pull it, just come up here, grab this one and just slide it down. Alright, I'm gonna work on figuring this winding shit up and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, I'm running the first cable through, haven't spun it yet. And then you put that through, slide it all the way down, clip it, then pull it out and twist it and lock it in place, and then repeat the same thing with the other cable. And then we're gonna roll the cable up. And then let's see, I'll try to explain it as best I can once I do that. I run in my second one. Remember to slide it. And it's back. Clip it in like that. It's supposed to end up like this when it locks in place. See, I can hold the phone and do this at the same time. Just like that. Oh, you didn't even get it. Just like that. Alright, now we're gonna actually bolt this. We're gonna actually bolt this panel on. I'm gonna pull the wires up a little bit, and then I'm gonna try to wind it up. Alright guys, I'll get back to you. When you're putting this little shield on, make sure you pull this back, slide it in, and then there's this little metal tab right there. You see that? There's a hole for it. You gotta line it up with that hole, and then you can screw it in. Alright guys, this is how it's supposed to look when you're done. The silver one, you put it in the back, you wind it up all the way until you get to this one. Right before you get to the last loop, I guess, then you just put the black one in the front, loop it around just one time because you can't loop it any further or else they're gonna meet. And then what we do here is, let me see if I get a good angle. And what we do here is we just find our spot in the motor here. There we go. You can pull these lines, remember, so they're not too loose. Alright, now we can put our cover on. There's a groove right there on both sides, and there's a groove right there. Put them in there. Uh-oh. Let's put a little bit of tension. Don't let the wires fall out of place, or else you are screwed, Make sure the wire goes down its channel here. It's proper channel, okay. It's in there. The tip of it goes into a little bearing. Okay, let's see. We're good, we're good. I forgot where that long one went, so I'll make sure you guys figure that out beforehand. I'm just gonna start them up. I think. think our long one is the middle one. If you guys remember which one it is from the beginning of the video, keep that in mind. But I'm just using my common sense. There's 3 and one's long. These two hold these two down, so this one must hold the bottom since it takes the most force. Sorry if I was blocking and you guys couldn't see. And don't overdo it. Don't be a savage. Alright guys. I think we got it, guys. I think we got this shit. Come on. Alright. Now we just have to run that one over this plastic, hook it right here, do the same for the back, bolt them down, bolt the bracket down, put this bolt in right here, and then we're gonna reverse the process. We're gonna put the little metal bar, the 2 bolts in the back, gonna run the rubber, and in between somewhere in there, you gotta do the window. I believe the windows before you tighten that, before you tighten down any of the bolts holding on that little frame. But alright. Alright guys, I popped that one in. Make sure you put some type of grease or some type of spray to lubricate that little path for the wire so it doesn't break off. Alright, let's go do the other one. So now we're gonna run this one. This one goes back here, and the same way it just drops in. Drops in just like that. Sorry guys for the fucking zooming in. But alright. I'm gonna bolt this on first. And then I'll slide it and hit it over there. Alright guys, I didn't bolt this down yet. None of it. This one went on perfectly easy. I didn't have to remove the bracket. This one back here has got 2 T27 bits, or T27 bolts here. You take them both out and the bracket comes out like this. There's a little tab in there right there where you loop that part in first after you install the cable. Just the window has to be open too. Just squeeze it in there. Line it up. I don't know if you guys could see, but you line up that little part first, and then you just slide it back. Then you slide it back. You install your rear bolt first, and then the front one, and that's done. So if you didn't get it, put it in its position where that pin is. The cable will be installed, and then just slide back and put your first screw in. And now we're gonna bolt this down, the 2 right here and the one on the inside, and then we're gonna reverse everything else for the window, and we should be done. Alright, hope this helps you guys. The part cost me $100 online. I was gonna get a donor one, but every single Sienna that I bumped into, it was already missing it. So I guess it's a common issue. Alright, good luck guys, good luck. Alright guys, tying up my bolts. It's the long bolts, the long silver ones. I'm gonna run my window and install the rail the rubber piece, and then I can pop the panel on, and then we're gonna test it out. Cross your fingers. I should test it out right now without the panel and window on. That would be the smartest thing to do. But I'm stubborn, so I'm gonna put it back together and then test it. I suggest you do it before you reassemble everything, but just make sure that this is tightened down before you test it out, obviously. Alright guys, so we're gonna test it out before I install the mirror, because I connected the motor and then I hit the handle to move it and it all started working by itself. So I'm just gonna show you guys that it works. Oh, hold on, I locked it. Alright, here we go, let's see. Oh shit, there it goes. Oh shit, there it goes. We got it, guys, we got it. And we didn't have to tear that whole shit up. Man, why do you guys do that? Why do you guys do that? Why don't you find the easiest way possible? You gotta do all this shit. Some people don't want to do it, even if it's easy. They'd rather pay. And if they don't have the money, they'd never go to your shop either way. So, but I just showed you guys how to do it without having to remove none of the panel shit, just the window. Okay, so now we're gonna pop our window in. Then I'm gonna pop in this this little bracket, bolt it in from the back, and then put our panel in. I'm pretty sure you guys got all that. He did a really good job at showing how to remove the panel. So there's only 1/8 or a Phillips screw, whichever you want to use, screwdriver, whichever you want to use to get the bolt at the bottom of the panel. But other than that, it just pops off. This piece you have to remove first. It's only held on by 2 Phillips over here on the side. The trim here and all this, I mean, it's just got 1 screw on one side, and I found it easiest to lift it from the front, and then when you get to the back here, just kind of twist forward a little bit and lift up. This little lip kind of catches, but that's it, guys. That's pretty much it. Alright, I'm gonna put it together. Hope this helps you guys. Alright guys, so I left the window in the position to where the bolts holding it stayed right at, in front of the little holes, and then it literally just slid in there. You got plenty of play. Now we're gonna stick this one back in. Remember, this little centerpiece is the only thing that locks in place like that, and then this just sits right there. This just sits right there. Where the fuck is my phone so zoomed in? So this just sits in there like that. Then you can run your rubber piece, bolt it down, install the inside panel, the inside cover here, and you're done. If that made sense to you, if any of my rambling throughout the whole video made any sense to you, you will have an easy time doing this on your own. I'm sorry if you couldn't understand me. Hopefully just watching will help you out, but I'm trying to help you guys. Alright? Because they would have charged you a fucking arm and a leg for this. And it just took me an hour to do. One more thing before I go, guys. So you don't drop your screw, make sure you put a piece of plastic, and then you put your screw in, and it's nice and snug, and you won't drop it, because if you drop it, you're gonna have to tear this shit up again just to get 2 damn little bolts. So make sure you don't drop them. Okay, and this helps you to slide them in without risking dropping them. And you ain't gotta worry about doing extra work. Alright guys? Alright, last little gem for y'all. I'm out.